News, views, voices of the global Indian community. India abroad.
It's my incredible honor and pleasure to welcome all of you, the thousands that are on this call today, the first of what we hope to be many South Asian women for Harris.
My loves, we are here, we are here, we are here. We have arrived. That the only way to create a path to the future is through a Harris presidency.
And the goal that we have today is to elect the extraordinary Kamala Harris. And the one thing I'll say, culturally, I was raised to keep my head down and to not make a stir. I don't know if people can relate to that, but that is the opposite of what Kamala Harris has done with her life, and I love her for that. And because of that strength in her, she's going to become the next president and make some serious changes. I'm so happy that you mentioned that we come from all across the diaspora. We have completely different beliefs, but that we know that it's so important that thousands of us are on here for this one purpose. We need a federal protection for abortion. We don't need tax cuts for billionaires, and that is coming from someone who aspires to be a billionaire. And we need to keep up student debt forgiveness. These are just some of the things that are really important to me. And one thing, if I can make a generalization about the people on this Zoom, we know how to work hard and we know how to work effectively and quickly, which is what we're going to have to do.
Introduction at all. We have Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal here to share a few words about supporting the vice president. And as we all know, she is the first South Asian American woman elected in the U.S. House of Representatives, and one of, I think, only 24 that are naturalized citizens in Congress. So thank you so much, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, everybody. Hello, good evening, wherever you are in the world or in this country. I'm just so thrilled to be with you tonight. My name is Pramila Jayapal. I represent Washington's 7th Congressional District in Congress. And my mother is in India, and she is just texting me nonstop. She's sending me every meme that she is seeing on WhatsApp, and it is never ending. About the fact that Kamala Harris is going to be our nominee for president, and she will be the first Indian American Black woman president of our country. And I think that is just an incredible thing to even think about in terms of what it means for where we are as a country. Now, my own story with her is that Kamala and I were actually elected on the same night as Donald Trump. And she was the first South Asian American and Black woman in the Senate. I was the first.
Young people today are making their first political contribution. They're getting ready to vote in one of their first presidential elections and signing up in record numbers to volunteer at this convention and for this campaign. We have the opportunity to dramatically change the discourse of the next several years in just the next 104 days. So Bianca and I are thrilled and so excited to be building up our youth team. If you are a South Asian young person or you know a South Asian young person, and I know all 4,500 of you do, please, send them our way to South Asians for Harris. We're excited to have folks volunteer, build up our national presence, sharpen talking points, fundraise, and so much more.
Overwhelming. Knowing that the next leader who will restore the protections of Roe versus Wade and fight for our right to make decisions about our own bodies is going to be a woman, and a Black South Asian woman at that, is profoundly inspiring. The civic engagement and political power of South Asian Americans. We have endorsed since our founding and supported more than 166 candidates, including many of the ones on the call today, and of course, Vice President Kamala Harris. She, many people don't know this, but she actually helped us launch in 2018, and she many of you were there at our summit this year. She keynoted our 2024 They See the Side Summit. And so,
I'll tell you two anecdotes very quickly from when we first started in the Senate. So in the United States Senate, you get inaugurated and you get sworn in. And so the main questioner was, okay, you're allowed to bring family. Who are you going to bring? They're assuming with most people, it's like 3 to 4 people. So she is like, absolutely not. I'm being inaugurated. My definition of family is like 30 people. And so in typical, people are flying in from Toronto. They're flying in from all over India. Like, everybody's flying in. So we literally had to go talk to the United States Senate about why the brown person's definition of family is just going to be much larger. And that was a conversation we had to have literally at the United States Senate at the highest levels of government. So she did get her way. So if you go back to those pictures, you will see a lot of people in saris, people all over just standing around. And then that was literally also the same week when I was starting with her, and right in front of her, her aunt from Toronto just comes over and starts immediately talking to me about my marriage status, whether I had children, how many children, what my middle name was, all the different questions. So, and as she was just sitting there like, yeah, this is what you should expect because you're part of this family now. And so I say those things to just let you know she doesn't break character. That's literally how she is all the time. And, you know, as we've gone throughout this process in so many years, I know that some of her favorite moments actually have been like talking to these communities, particularly South Asian women, and also saying to them, like, you know, there's going to be so many times that all of us are in these rooms. And a lot of times, actually, most of the times we're in rooms, we're the only one that looks like ourselves. And we just have to remember that we're all behind each other in these moments. And so your voice is so important. And I emphasize that now because with 103 days left, you can just go to Fox News or see the clips to see that there's so many attacks happening, particularly literally just because she's a woman, South Asian woman, and they're going to throw everything. And it's and just as a reminder, you know, when President Obama was running, we didn't have Twitter or any version of X. Right. And so it's really crazy now to go to these spaces and see how quickly the hate rhetoric around who she is, and also just the blatant disregard for all the work she's done over her career to be going up against when these stakes are so high. And so I encourage you all to double down in the next 103 days. This is like a very painful, high intensity interval workout, and just do everything you can to donate, get your friends excited. I feel like even the whole country of India is like praying. I get like messages all the time on my WhatsApp about how villages in India are literally holding pujas for her. So I think we should all feel good about that. But I look forward to more spaces like this, and I'll turn it in.
Minnie and I and many of us have called them up close. I mean, 2016 was personal, and we were right there. We were right there. So when we think about this, that this is a dream that's never going to happen, when we have doubt, there's no need for doubt, because this has been written already. We just got to finish this fight.